Here on the channel, we are always saying, hey, give us suggestions, drop a comment in the box below, let us know what you want to see. Viewer of the channel gave us a great suggestion for a whole new series of videos, 5 songs to start with. So instead of hidden gems or underrated stuff, if you were looking to get into a band, what 5 songs should you start with? First one in the series today is the one I'm going to do, about 5 songs you should start with from the White Stripes, coming right up. Hey, it's Russ from the Infectious Groove podcast and here on YouTube. Now, I love the suggestion for this video because we try on the channel to be like, hey, here's more songs you should know from this band, or here's a whole album of stuff you probably haven't heard from this band. But I love the idea that if the viewer suggested of, hey, if you're not even familiar with this band, where should you start? And for the inaugural video in this series, I chose the White Stripes because I'm a very longtime fan of Jack and Meg and Jack solo. So the first one I'm going to do is those two together. If someone asked me, I've heard of the White Stripes, I have no idea what they sound like, what should I listen to first? First song out of the gate, I would tell them to hit play on is Dead Leaves and the Dirty Ground from 2001's White Blood Cells. In this series of videos, this is probably going to happen a lot. You're going to hear from me about how it was the first thing I heard. Dead Leaves and the Dirty Ground was the first thing I ever heard from the White Stripes, and without going into a whole commentary on the sound of music at that time in the early 2000s, it was unlike anything else that I had heard going around at that time. And to be honest, without pigeonholing the White Stripes, because I am going to share a lot of diverse sounds that they made, at that time, Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground sounds very similar to everything else that they were doing at that time. Garagey, heavy, fantastic percussion, great guitars. Fantastic way to get into the White Stripes door is Dead Leaves and the Dirty Ground. The next one I would tell you to listen to after that, because it really does expand more of what the White Stripes can be without losing their identity, is from the album Icky Thump in 2007, the song You Don't Know What Love Is, You Just Do What You're Told, which again, still garage rock sounding, a little bit better production. And I feel like Jack was really growing into a better lyricist by this point. Even though there's still the 2 people in the band, there's some organ aspects to it and whatnot. And overall, I just feel like it's a better constructed song. So it'll give you more of an idea of what the White Stripes can do from there. The next one that I would tell you to check out after that is from the Elephant album from 2003, which most people would know for Seven Nation Army. And Seven Nation Army is a great song, but Effect and Cause is a acoustic song from the Elephant album that I think is absolutely fantastic song. One of my favorite songs by the White Stripes. And again, acoustic guitars instead of the heavier guitars. Still not a ballad by any stretch of the imagination. And on top of that, I think this is some of the best lyrics that Jack White has ever written. I will stick around the Elephant album to give you one that I think is way outside what the White Stripes would do. This even could be considered a hidden gem, but I feel like it's also a great starter song. And that is the song In the Cold, Cold Night, which doesn't even have Jack on vocals. It has Meg on vocals. And again, an acoustic type song. There's a little bit of organ in it, but it really is a good way to show you how far out on a limb that the White Stripes can go from what you're used to. The last song I would tell you to listen to if you're brand new to the White Stripes, to me encompasses everything about that garage rock sound that they have, but it really boils down to their basic love of the blues. And that is, again, from the album Elephant. There is a song called Ballin' a Biscuit that I think is a fantastic way to introduce people to the White Stripes and modern blues on top of that. So that is one of the first ones I would tell you to go to, one of the first 5. So this new series, again, came from the comment section, which we love. We love when people tell us what they want to see on the channel. So as usual, we appreciate you subscribing. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and let us know what you want to see on the channel. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.